ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of late game, I was able to catch one of the games before hopping on into my own game, but it seems like most games have been going into like late into the level 20s, like 21, 23s. Not much shutting out of games before level 20s, right?
Yeah, games, especially in the EXP Globe era and in the era of killing forts and keeps no longer granting a massive surge of immediate XP, but instead over time XP and catapult pressure, it's been a little bit different, and a lot of games tend to go very late these days. Which isn't to say that the early game doesn't matter. Early game often opens you up win conditions and gives you the advantage in map control, but it is fairly typical for games to go late, especially on Towers of Doom. And we actually see the Chen ban from
Yeah,
Nintori's
from his own
team.
team.
What's
I was
this
looking
about?
forward to it too. So there must be somebody on the team that I don't know about, at least, who just loves maining Chen. And we have an Uther ban on the opposite side, just making sure that there's no double support Uther shenanigans going on here. Main tank Uther also from the red team, or the blue team actually.
Uther's such a threat, and hey, Tracer at least banned out right here. Okay, that's kind of seeing Tracer, and then I got to see the character on my screen for a fleeting moment. But no Tracer gameplay gonna be the case here right now. I'm getting in the chat that Gojira is a one-trick Chen, is what is being claimed in the chat. And if that is the
Oh
case, then
boy.
you have a Hanzo main, a Valeera main, and a Chen one-trick all at the same time. So that left draft is set up to be spicy.
Oh my goodness. Looking for some interesting comps here. I mean, the Medivh and Diablo weren't banned, so there's a lot of potential for mobility heroes still on the stage here. And speaking of mobility heroes, we have Xavalosh drafting Lucio as the first pick on the red team.
Lucio, with those high five buffs, now just have two insanely competitive ultimates at the highest levels. The AoE siege, or the AoE anti-damage of Sound Barrier, able to just really enable so much aggression, but also Lucio able to cleanse everyone on his team and himself. So he can cleanse himself 5 times throughout the fight. A lot of times, a lot of Lucio players at the competitive level, what they'll especially do is before they want to cleanse a teammate, they'll cleanse someone next to them to secure the unstoppable on themselves, and then cleanse the person who is the kill target right there. Little big brain for you right there, just sharing the Grandmaster tech. But as we see Cassia and Sonya come out, there's the fraud father, Falstad himself, and May coming out as well. Strong drafting here. Both teams got a lot of damage, but I gotta say, dude, Falstad and Lucio, that is a strong start for Red Side.
Yeah, and I'm a big fan of Sonya, especially with these W buffs that happened a couple of months ago. But I mean, that leaps Sonya that I know a lot of players like to play. Looks like this might not be such a leap game, especially with the high five you're talking about. But so far with the Cassia, maybe looking for some blind, uh, synergy here. I mean, Joanna's still up. We still have the Diablos up too. But we have a Hogger ban as the final ban from the blue team here. And just waiting to see what kind of ban will come up for the red team.
Yeah, bans for the red team. It wouldn't surprise me if we see a Zeratul like before, given the knowledge that you have a Lucio who tends to clump up your team, and you have a Falstad, instead electing to take away the Chromie from left side here. And I just gotta know, VaLCarriedU, are you gonna play Valeera? Are you gonna keep it going? And Vivanchey, are you gonna play Hanzo, or are the two of you going to try to, pick your best characters? Are you gonna try to show your hero pool? Some cases, my team, they tell me I have a hero puddle. You know what? It's all how it works. Okay, Vivanchey, VaLCarriedU, Sweetbuns, still the remaining picks for blue side here, and there's gonna be a Diablo Stukov, some pretty classic pickups right there, adding a lot of crowd control to blue side. What are we gonna see from red side in response?
Yeah, it's a strong meta pick comp for the blue team, like, especially with the Diablo Stukov. We got the possible Cassia Valkyrie, but maybe looking for the Lightning Bomb build for more damage instead. But VaLCarriedU trying to add some drama into the game with the last pick here. Would love to see some interesting Valeera play, but let's see what. Oh, we got the Leoric on the Hanzo from Kelsier and Nintorii just to round out Red's draft.
Already, Hanzo taken away. Nintorii on that Leoric, like I said, typically a strong Gen player, but banned out by his own team. Wondering what's going on there. but still Leoric has that double soak capability and also has the ability to isolate members of the blue team, and there it is, Valeera, of course. They've held my drafts hostage with the Valeera. Of course they're going to do the same here. As we get into game number 4 of this series here today. I'm excited to see how these games go. Both teams, I feel like, maybe a little bit lacking in the ability to save some of their allies. But particularly, I think that with the Entomb set up from the red side, although red side, now that I look at it, is lacking a little bit of hard engage, but I think if they're able to isolate a target with Entomb, Cassia especially, Stukov, they really don't have that much ability to keep that target alive. So red team here going to have significant kill threat, but I'm not going to call it either way.
Yeah, and in terms of range, like DNAGalaxy hyper carrying here with the Cassia, but other than that, most, if not all, the heroes are in melee range. But here we go. Game of 4 o'clock p.m. for the Inhouses.
And here on the left, we have Vivanchey on the Stukov. Perhaps I have the wrong player. I don't think I do. Playing healer. Gojira on the Sonya, his Chen taken away. DNAGalaxy on the Cassia. Sweetbuns playing the Diablo, and VaLCarriedU on, guess who? Valeera.
And then on the red side, we have Xavalosh on Lucio, GGnintorii on Leoric, Kelsier on the Hanzo. We have Eragonas on the Mei, and finally C10 on Falstad.
Both teams going to move up here. And again, for those of you who don't know, Towers of Doom is largely a map about controlling that bottom lane. Bottom lane, due to the geography of the map and the camp layout, offers a uniquely high level of control over the turn-ins, over the camps, which themselves give you control over the lanes through taking out the keeps, which even gives you more value from the altars here. As we see Eragonas already going in, will get peeled a little bit by VaLCarriedU. Sweetbuns already taking a lot of damage in the meantime. Both teams clearing out that mid lane and now cycling off to the side. It's going to be a brawl. We can already tell no peaceful rotations here. There's going to be some damage trading back and forth.
Ooh. And as you can see, like Valeera just posturing safely, trying to get any type of pick that they can. In terms of towns here, we have most Diablo going the auto attack build, Falstad going the OP W quest, and here we have Eragonas is trying to engage in the bottom lane. It is a 3-1-1 or 1-1-3 setup for the blue side here, as the red team goes on to their pumpkins to start on the Merc camp right now.
I will point out that due to that temporary 1-1-3 being run by the blue side, they unfortunately got to their sapper camp a little bit late, as well as fell behind in the middle wave clear game a bit. Leoric actually going straight to top lane at the moment, skipping out in mid lane a little bit too pushed in for his taste. He will miss a little bit of soak for that, but now red side significantly ahead in sapper camp timings, and the two teams are going to duke it out to see who can get their sappers in. Falstad forced to use that flight to try not to miss any other mid soak after Leoric not even coming to mid lane at all.
Oh, and Hanzo gets stuck. Oh,
Xavalosh!
43 XP. Cassia goes down. Instead, good counter kill from the red team. Falstad coming in looking for a Q and a W.
Okay.
The blue team is.
Alright, that's not how I expected that to go at all. Very close to being first blood in favor of blue team. Instead, now, actually some pressure going out onto Sweetbuns. VaLCarriedU looking to peel for their team. Already done that a couple times now. Eragonas now zoned out a little bit. Leoric continuing the double soak game versus Gojira here. Both teams duking it out for bot lane pressure. Still only one kill in favor of red side. About a 10-second lead on sapper camp timings. And this is where we're going to see maybe some of our first few team fights of the game. First objective.
Won't see level 7s quite hit, but the red team does have a half-level lead. Looking at Sonya and Leoric, they both have their level W, their level 4 Merc camp or wave clear builds, so they're going to be kind of even on the double soak. The Falstad helping the middle lane as the altars activate in about 5 seconds. We have 3 of the red team members posturing down against DNAGalaxy, and in the middle we have Sweetbuns, Vivanchey, and VaLCarriedU coming down, trying to engage on Mei possibly. And it looks like Xavalosh trying to harass the back line here, being just a pesky mosquito against 4 members of the blue team.
Right now, red side doing what they can to interfere with the blue side turn in. Oh, unfortunately not quite able to get the interrupt. Eragonas actually using the snowball under their own feet instead of for the interrupt. Kelsier trying to catch it up with the sonic arrow. Connects just a moment too late here. However, red side able to take both of the top captures. Actually, wait a second, what am I saying? It didn't get turned in. You know, casters, it's hard, okay? You got a lot of stuff to focus on. Regardless, Sweetbuns taking a lot of damage in the meantime. Big peel from Vivanchey with the lurking arm is not going to be enough to save Diablo, however. VaLCarriedU is now on the scene, getting some damage onto that May. DNAGalaxy zoned out, hits the creepy hand, but doesn't have any health in order to regain it. And this entire time, who's soaking the top lane? It's Falstad. Falstad securing a significant experience lead. Not only alters, but experience now for red side here. Showing some of that veteran presence on the right side. Sonya trying to catch up in the soak, but will miss top lane at the moment. And now sapper camps are back up for both teams.
Yeah, it was really good on Leoric and Falstad, just bullying the Sonya out of not only one, but two of the caps on the towers there, allowing the rest of the red team just capture, making a 3 towers to 0 lead for them. As Falstad does capture the top, going back to get some more mana, as both teams are now going for their own pumpkins to push down bot.
Actually, a bit of a delayed sapper camp capture from blue side here. Maybe perhaps trying to bait the invade? Not quite sure exactly what that was, however, Sweetbuns now going for this. Valeera soaking out mid lane, a little bit of duking it out from DNAGalaxy and Gojira. DNAGalaxy not wanting to let Sonya just clear out this camp for free, but unfortunately unable to stop it in the meantime. Both teams duking it out. Eragonas will get comboed by Sweetbuns, attempted to get Galaxy in it, but everybody knows you try that May combo and it is hard. Both teams trading damage back and forth here. Leoric dropping down to mid for the double soak, and red side does not want to let these sappers go in for free.
Red side, looking for the Sweetbuns kill. May does not get the Sun. Sweetbuns Q's out in time. Has a silence on the Falstad. Xavalosh able to heal the entire team. Sweetbuns out with 180 XP and goes down along with Valeera, as well as Stukov looking a little low. Oh, that is a 3-person team wipe from the blue side. And that gives the red team maybe a quarter level lead left until they reach their 10s, with altars spawning at 14 seconds.
Galaxy in bottom lane, what's going on? Oh, trying to get the revenge kill onto Kelsier. Now's a good time to pull up talents, but unfortunately Cassia does a lot of damage, not quite 1v4 damage. It is now 6 kills to 0 in favor of the red side, up 2 levels, and this is one of the strongest leads we've seen so far tonight, save for game number 1. Falstad now pressuring in on the bottom line. Red team knows that with that level 10 advantage, with those advantages on the respawn, as Cassia is now just heading out of base, attempted gank onto DNAGalaxy does not bear fruit. Red side pushing in forward here. Gate is down. Wave is down. Another wave approaching, and still no level 10 in sight just yet for blue team. Red team pushing in forward here. They have the engages. They have the gust. They want to get this forward if they can, but I think they're going to need a pick to get it.
Ooh. Valeera posturing from the top. Hanzo trying to scout it out. Doesn't quite see VaLCarriedU. And then red team, knowing that Valeera is somewhere to be hidden, marches back.
Eragonas.
Oh.
Ooh, is able to get out of there before completely being threatened by the enemy team. Is going to be able to walk away. Xavalosh actually popping the pump it up, whatever the hell it's called, you know, the E, as he walks away. Sweetbuns now getting counter-engaged by red side. Beautiful lurking arm, massive arrow into Ice Wall. Apocalypse comes out, Valeera peeled away by VerHD. Damage is being traded back and forth, and there's a whole lot of abilities coming out.
Holy, oh my goodness, Falstad going down. VaLCarriedU and Falstad going down. There's blood in the water right now as a big silence comes out from Stukov. That is a 3-1 team death. Holy, that was a heck of a fight there. Loving every bit of it.
Well, that is certainly a way to pick up your first 3 kills of the game, as so many abilities trade back and forth here. Blue team clearly just waiting for their level 10 power spikes, giving it a little bit of sandbagging as they secure it. You know, losing half your core health to secure the psychological edge, as the enemy red team gets comfortable resting on their laurels here. DNAGalaxy continuing DNAGalaxy's solo PvE adventure in the top 2 lanes as the rest of his team pushes out bottom side here. Blue side getting an uncontested bot team capture. DNAGalaxy now coming in, but he has no idea VaLCarriedU is right there. There's going to be the interrupt. Sweetbuns going in for the combo, and it looks like another skirmish is setting up here.
Diablo is at full soul, so we'll be able to take a ton of damage, especially from May's W, but both teams 4v4 just posturing, trying to see. Oh, it's a 5v4 posturing to see who can capture this final tower here in the bottom lane here. Falstad up top, trying to get level 13s here. delaying about like an eighth of a level away from level 13.
Oh, leap onto Hanzo. That's big damage. Followed up by Valeera. That's going to be a dead Hanzo. Not even close enough for the high five. Not even thinking about it. Can't be near those bushes, especially when you've got a Sonya and a Valeera. They're just going to delete you. That's their magic trick. They say they make Hanzo disappear. That's going to be a gust 4 peel off of the Valeera. Now Nintori trying to peel it away. This is a 4v5, not in red team's favor, despite the level 13 talent advantage that they do have. Nintori thinking about the interrupt. He realizes he's not going to get it. Vivanchey got it. And now a little bit of closing the gap in core health at the moment. Blue team not completely out of it, but still behind a little bit in soak.
Gotta give props to the blue team there. Like, I'd be interested to see how their communication was, because about 5 seconds before red team hit level 13.
Hold on a second. We see some damage onto Gojira in the mid lane off of the Entomb, and wow, that is a pick. Falstad, you do too much damage for pressing a point and click. I'm sorry, it's true.
And are we gonna see any nerfs anytime soon? Probably not. So that's why Falstad has always been in the first phase for many, many rounds of Storm League, and assuming a lot of in-houses too.
Oh yeah, we've seen it a couple times. Ice Wall lands out only onto Vivanchey. Will be followed up by a Blizzard as well as a Dragon Arrow. That's a lot of damage. There is going to be the Lightning Rod. Valkyrie lands, but it's not enough. Hold on a second. Falstad taking so much damage. He's not even a little bit concerned about it, however, as he moves behind Galaxy, setting up the Mighty Gust. That's going to be another pick. Cassia finding herself in yet another 1v4 after some unfortunate moments heading out. Red team, instead of actually staying all bot side of pressure, here's Nintori dueling VaLCarriedU, and I'm not feeling like that's going to go super well if it stays a 1v1, but it doesn't. There's a Sonya leap. VaHD is on the scene, though. Oh, dives in. He's going to stay in there in the 1v2. Lucio is actually on the scene now. Leoric going down. Gojira running out as fast as they can, taking a lot of damage in the process. Xavalosh, I don't think you can get that kill, buddy. He's backing off, and wow, that's going to be 2 members of red side staying bot lane for the push. They want to pressure it with this next objective. Sweetbuns and Vivanchey know what's up. Red side going to back off here as blue side forced to sit down and babysit their bottom port for a second. That's going to translate into some top side objective for red side.
Oh my goodness, this Falstad damage, it's a flying Li Ming, especially with that level 1 reset. But the Hanzo coming out with 40,000 damage. Here we go. 2 towers have already spawned up. Sweetbuns capturing the left as Xavalosh captures the right. Looks like May's looking at an interrupt. Ooh,
there is going to be the interrupt. Level 16 advantage has been secured for red side. Entomb actually coming out onto Sweetbuns. Like I said, Stukov not really able to have a lot of anti-burst. Sweetbuns still caught out, not where he wants to be. Ice Wall lands onto VaLCarriedU. Gojira leaping in, but it's not going to be a lot. There isn't a lot of follow-up. Galaxy solo arrowed. That's piercing arrows coming out from Hanzo as well. Vivanchey taking a lot of damage on the shove. Slowed, there's all the CCs. Xavalosh going in. Boop doesn't even come out in time before the kill. And those are just more kills. Now almost tripling the kill count of the blue team for red. 14-5 up 2 levels. Blue team looking like they were coming back, but red side just continuing to put their foot on the throttle.
Well, this level 16s versus 14s in the favor of red team right now. And I mean, in terms of the late game potential, I mean, we do have strong level 16s coming up for the blue side. Cassia stacking up with the Q quest up to 41, but we have an invasion on the pumpkins by the red team here, going to be given up just because they're down a talent tier. And we have a sneaky Valeera posturing bot.
Yep, Valeera is in true stealth right now. I will remind you that if you stay stealthed and you... Oh, never mind. Okay, actually, wow, they knew exactly where she was. Kelsier with a little bit of map hacks right now. Clearly no other possible explanation. Vivanchey caught in the Entomb, not exactly where it wants to be. Attempts to self-peel a little bit. Sweetbuns now is the kill target. VaLCarriedU attempting to run away. That's a nice scatter from Kelsier. Follow it up with a Dragon Arrow. Hits 2. Stukov going down as well. That's 3 more kills. Add them onto the pile. Now they've tripled blue team's kill count. And wow, that is some domination from red side.
Jeez, like... There's no narrow here from Kelsier. That was a beautiful arrow right into just 2 people. I will say, in terms of the engage there, Eragonas and Xavalosh with the slows is just kind of making it really hard for Diablo to do any sort of CC, any sort of setup for his team.
Yeah, it's just so well executed in so many different ways, and I want to see a Valkyrie get value, but it's honestly a little bit difficult to get value out of pulling in the enemy team when the enemy team wants to be on top of you. As we see a high five from Xavalosh coming out here, both teams wanting to contest these top 2, and I'm of the opinion that if I'm the red team, I'm looking to contest the top right altar and just trade out as much as I can. The bottom as well would be good, but we're not looking to get greedy and take everything out. Nintorii caught in the rotation. He will have his Wraith Walk to attempt to get out of there. Does go down. Wow, for HD with the Gust. Gonna save it. No easy picks allowed here. Eragonas shows up onto the scene. Xavalosh not able to get the turn in. Leoric has completely left, has gone back to the base. Whoa, virulent reaction onto Lucio. Wow, Vivanchey. Very well done right there to secure that pick. Bot side going over to blue as well. They did that entire thing without VaLCarriedU, who was able to secure bot side turn in. Gojira taking top right turn in. Bottom or top left turn in. Also, it looks like going over to blue side as well. And that was about as good of a result as they could have hoped for.
2 for 1 in favor of blue team, and I got handed to VaLCarriedU there on the Valeera. Was able to get the Hanzo just to 80 HP, forcing Hanzo to leave, which allowed Valeera to cap that bottom tower. So it was a nice small little comeback from the blue team, but level 20s will come up about 1 level lead away from the red team here. Nintorii coming in to decrease damage with this E. We do have a Wraith build Leoric here, and so trying to make sure that they decrease the damage from the Cassia, from the Sonya.
I'll be honest, I completely missed that, but I'm going to assume that it was more Falstad shenanigans. As we see Nintorii going in on VaLCarriedU. Red team is fully aware of VaLCarriedU presence, but they're not able to easily de-stealth as for HD, potentially in a compromising situation for a moment there, but will be able to just skate on by. Ice Wall, even despite the miss, is actually going to serve as a zoning wall, true to the name. Dragon Arrow landing on multiple targets. Eragonas is like, dude, I'm still in the kill zone. Get me out of here. Drop the Entomb. Alright. And they're going to take that trade any day of the week, but damn, those are some good kills.
That reverse Entomb was crazy. I mean, who cares if you put people in the Entomb to block them against the wall? I love that play by Nintorii there.
And I gotta say, as Eragonas, that's one of those team plays where you know that it works out for the team overall, but you're like, dude, come on, I don't want to die. In that 2 for 1, as he was actually caught inside the enemy kill zone by the Entomb. Blue side now down level 20. And unfortunately only has 3 players on the field as well. It's not looking likely for taking their fort back. Nintorii wishes he had another Entomb, but it's still 3 seconds away as of right now. And this is looking like dominating bot lane presence. Notice that they're not taking the boss. So many teams throw on Towers of Doom by taking boss unnecessarily, when really this is a map about lane control. As we see, if this is successfully secured, which there's no real chance for blue to contest it, that will leave blue with only 4 shots of health left, and now core actually does threaten the immediate end of the game. Blue team knows this. They are going to top, which also means they're not getting lane pressure back at the same time. If they do take a team fight over this, it will be a team fight down level 20. Blue team is desperate, and red team has just myriad options available for them.
Yeah, they can pretty much just wait it out. Oh, here comes the engage from Nintorii. Just making sure to decrease the amount of damage and give a little bit of scouting here. But 20's nowhere in sight for the blue team here. Xavalosh making sure to get some speed for his team, as we don't have many camps. We have bottom merc camps spanning, but the fight's going to be at this boss or at the top tower as GGnintorii pushes the lane to push in.
Oh, buried alive on the Galaxy!
Oh, no.
Ice Wall is going to land onto Sweetbuns as well. Eragonas with a beautifully executed combo. However, Sweetbuns is able to escape it. Leap Sonya getting onto the backline. Kelsier not going to go down. However, down 2 levels. Dragon Arrow lands onto VaLCarriedU in her own smoke bomb, so she will be okay for the moment. Sweetbuns also going to get stunned into the side of the wall. VaLCarriedU going to go down. Wind Tunnel is absolutely obscene with the amount of CC it provides. Diablo going down. That's a guaranteed boss, and that is game in favor of red team.
Oh man, that's really good. I mean, on red team, there's really not much the blue team could do. Like, they were down level 20s, they down like 5 towers, and now they have 6 towers on their side with 4 shots left to go. It seemed like it's just a really hard way for the blue team to engage, especially with the Mei slows. You got the Lucio slows, you got the Leoric slows, and we got another final Entomb on the Stukov to just end it up.
The bullseye, the lightning rod, you know whoever's getting entombed right there, especially post 20, that target is gonna go down. Very well executed play, and a lot of moments right there from the red side. I gotta say, when you're into a comp that's lacking peel, that's lacking cleanse, that has no real burst healing, and a lot of squishy targets that you're able to blow up, like Cassia, who, like I mentioned, is a hero that can struggle into heavy CC due to lacking her avoidance, her extra armor that's only active while moving. That was just so well executed as an understanding of how the 2 drafts worked from the red side right there, able to pick strong heroes that really just punish the weaknesses of blue side. Gotta say, I love what I saw there. They played the map correctly, they played the draft correctly. Very, very solidly executed at all stages of the game.
It seemed really tough because on the team with Diablo and the Stukov, with just the Cassia hypercarry, not much they could do in terms of poking out the objective. Like in terms of range, having the Hanzo on the opposite side as well as the Falstad W, it just made it really hard. And the only thing that Diablo could do was, if not get a Q stun on the wall, they just pretty much walk in. And with those slows, it's just, I mean, as a person who loves playing Diablo, I mean, it looked like a very annoying game to play from that team.
Absolutely. You always feel like whoever gets caught out, you can't really do a whole lot to save them. And it's just, I think that blue team wanted to conduct their own burst combos. They just unfortunately were not able to really set them up in any convincing way. They had times where they came real close to getting those kills, but Falstad, High Five, Dragon Arrow, the responses were so crisp, and a lot of times just barely made it, but they made it nonetheless. I'm going to be right back, just 1 minute. I got to do something real quick, and then we'll be ready for game number 5 out of 7.